Hey YouTube family, welcome back to my channel here at Jessica and Pilates. Thank you for joining me for a 30-minute full body mat Pilates workout. So hit that subscribe button and let's get moving. So let's start on your mat and we'll just come about a little bit wider than your hips, and we're just gonna squat down and stand straight back up. So starting with our mat Pilates footwork. Reaching those arms back, so feel that arm extension as your hands go back behind you. Thinking about opening up through the chest. Squat down and pause. Open the arms to a T, back to center, and then press back. Squat down, open, close, and back to upright. Good. Feel the thigh muscles helping to support you, and we're going to get those knees behind the toes. So feel that weight in your heel, ball of the big toe, ball of the second toe. Let's do 2 more. On this next one, let's go ahead and hold it down. And as we hold it down, we're just going to pulse those legs. Open those arms wide and little circles with those legs so we can multitask. Good. Keep the core engaged, circling the arms, pulsing the legs, feeling the butt cheek, but you should also feel those quads working. And then reverse the arm circles, but keep pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way up to upright. Lift your heels, stretch your body up, and then squat back down. Lift your heels, stretch the body up. Heels down, squat back down. Lift up, reach, squat back down, hands come together. Good, so heels lift as you reach up to the sky, deepening into that breath. Now let's do 3 more like this, lifting those heels. And 2. Good. 1 more time. And then go ahead, we'll do 1 more squat there, come back to upright. So stand facing towards your mat. Just nod the chin, the chest, round the spine, bend the knees. Good. And then find the mat with your hands and come down to your hands and your knees. So into our all fours position. From here, we're going to glue your legs together like 1. Take your right leg back and then your left leg. So just alternate right then left. Find that length, energy in the thigh. Think about engaging into your butt cheek as that leg lifts back behind you. Lifting out of the armpits. Shoulders away from those ears. Let's do 1 more time each side. And then let's hold that right leg back, and we're just going to pulse it up. Pulsing up. So engage into your glute. Think about that lowest rib cage lifting up to the height of the pelvis. Activating through that booty to help pulse that leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then bend that knee in, and then kick it back up. Bend it in, and then hi-ya, kick it back. Bend in, and kick it up. Bend it in, and then kick up above the height of your body if you can. But be mindful as that leg kicks back that you're not sinking into those ribs. So deepen that connection of that breath. 5 more. 4. Good. 2 more. And 1. Bring that leg back in, then reach it out straight back behind you. Open out to your right and center. Open out to your right and center. So feeling those obliques kick in as that leg moves in. And only open that leg out as far as you can still stay stable in your body. So if you're starting to lean too far to your left, make that a smaller range of motion. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more, and then go ahead and bring that leg back in. So before we do the other side, let's just lay on your side. So you still have that right leg on top. My hand is just holding my head, but you can always lay flat if you like. Good. And then from here, let's straighten those legs. And we're gonna take that top leg, lift it up, and back down. Lift and lower. Good. Opening out to the side, kind of like we just did. We were just opening out to the side. But of course, you can notice how much different this feels compared to when we were in that all fours position. So just take notice of how things feel in your body. Good. Deepening into that breath. And again, find that length and energy in the leg. So imagine that that leg is being pulled away from you. We're going to keep this top hip drawing down out of the weight away from the ribs. So you have that length in your torso. Got 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg lifted to about the height of your hip. Bring it forward out in front of you, and then sweep it back. Sweep it forward, sweep it back. So think about that bottom foot, that the toes pressing in the mat, to also help you stabilize along with the core. So again, think about tightening that belt, hip bones hug in, belly button to the spine. That way we're firing up into that transverse ab, deepest layer of musculature in the abdomen. Exhale and inhale. Staying focused, present within our bodies. Let's do 3 more. Good. And 2. On this next one, let's hold that leg back and we're just gonna lower and lift. Lower it down and back up. Lower and lift. Deepen that breath. Find the length in the thigh. Good. And let's do 5 more. And 1 more. And then we'll go ahead and bring that leg back down. So once that leg is down, we're gonna take this bottom arm and you're actually gonna press on the mat. Your other hand's gonna reach up to the sky overhead. And you're gonna press into that hand on the floor to lift up into a side bend and then lower back down. So lift up into your side bend and then lower down. So feel this hand that's overhead reach the sky and then think about that armpit area engaging along with that oblique to help you lift. And this hand on the mat can just stay there. That way you can kind of press into it to help you lift as well. Good. So find that control. Focus on the breath and think about that oblique crunching yourself up, but also feel that oblique resist as you lower back down. Good. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen and lower. Good. Let's do 5 more. And 4, pressing into that hand on the mat. 3, get ready for the fun part. And 2. And on this next one, let's see if you can hold that lift, hold it, and then just little pulses up, lifting up higher, smiling and breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then all the way up, press up with that arm. Good. Let's come back into our all fours position, facing the other way, so hands and knees. Gotta repeat, right? We did this on the other side. So glue those legs together like one, lift out of the armpits, press away from the floor, but also draw your shoulders away from the ears. Now we're gonna take that alternation again, so just right leg and then left. So take a moment here again just to find our stability within our all fours position. So we're activating through the front and the back of the armpit. We feel the core engage around those hip bones, like the hip bones hug in, like we're tightening that belt. Let's just do 1 more time to each side. Lengthen the back of the neck. And then hold your left leg back. And as you hold it back, you're just gonna lower and lift. Lift it up and back down. Good, so focus on the breath and feeling that booty engage, but also find that length in your body. So remember, as that leg lifts, check in that you're not sinking into the ribs. 5 more. 2 more. And then hold it lifted. And then you're gonna bend it in and then reach it up and back. Bend it in and reach it up and back. So kicking a little higher with that leg, but again, be mindful that you're not lifting so high to where you start to sink those ribs down to the mat. So lift yourself up out of the floor, bring that rib cage up to the height of the pelvis, draw in with the core, kick back with the butt cheek and thigh. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring that leg down to the height of the hip, open out to your left, and then come back through center. So open away from your body, and then back to center. And as you open out to that side, remember, make it a smaller range of motion if needed, so you can stay stable through your torso. Okay. Feeling the obliques work for you, and that inner thigh and butt cheek on the leg on the floor. 5 more. 2 more, and 1, and then bring that leg all the way back in, and let's lay on your other side. So remember, you can be flat on that arm, or come up to your hand, holding your head, lengthen those legs, pressing that hand in front of your body, lengthen the torso, and let's go ahead and just lift that top leg up, and back down. Lift, and lower. And think about that length in the thigh. As it's coming down, almost feel like your leg is being pulled away from your body. Good. And again, don't lift so high that your hip starts to crunch toward your ribs. So if you're losing that connection of where your pelvis is, that leg went too far. So you can always place your hand on your hip to check in to make sure it's not moving on you. Breathing into it. Good, we got 5 more. 2 more. And then hold that leg down to the height of your hip. And remember, engage that core. We're gonna sweep that leg forward and then sweep it back. So pressing into those bottom toes on the mat. That's gonna be another source of stability along with that core and your front hand. And then remember, a nice stretch in the back of the thigh, but then you're using the back of the thigh to sweep it back. So sweep forward, sweep back. Staying within your range of motion. It's better to find control within the movement rather than to go too far for the stretch. Eventually, if you keep up with your practice, you'll get there. Let's do 3 more. Good. And 2. And then hold that leg back behind you, lower and lift. Lower down and lift. Good. Checking in that you're moving from the hip, not just your ankle touching the floor. Good. Lower and lift. That leg is back behind you. Almost there on this one. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then go ahead and bring that leg back down. So legs together. And we're going to take this bottom arm out in front of you on your mat. Opposite hand comes up and overhead so you can almost look back at that hand. And then press into your mat hand as you lift up into that side bend. And then slowly come down. And take notice. Maybe you have better range of motion on one side compared to the other. So just notice any differences in your body, or maybe they feel pretty similar to you. That's okay as well. And pressing into this hand on the mat to also facilitate with that lift. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen and lower. Grow taller as you lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, find that length as you lower. Good. Take your time, really focus on the oblique and that armpit area being what is lifting you off the mat. So as the hand reaches to the ceiling, you feel that armpit engagement to help you come up. We got 5 more. Before that fun part, before we can hardly wait, right? You're like, what happened earlier? 3. Good. And 2. And then we're gonna hold this next one up, and as we hold it up, little pulses up. Little pulses. Just keep reaching and reaching for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and then go ahead and lower down. Just flip over onto your back. Good. Let's lay on your back. Let's glue those legs together like one. So hug those inner thighs together. We're going to keep your knees touching throughout this movement. So pressing into the whole entire foot, and then flat back, lift up, and flat back, lower down. So lift up in one solid piece, and lower down in one solid piece. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So check in as you're lifting and lowering that you still have those inner thighs hugged together, pressing into your feet. And as you lift your hips up, feel like your heels want to pull in toward your butt. We're going to lift up and pause. So keep those feet flat on the mat, but open the knees. So bring the knees apart, bring them back together, and then lower your butt down. Lift up, open, close, and back down. Flat back lift. Open the legs, close the legs, lower the butt down. Activate into the butt to help you hold those hips lifted. And we're going to keep the feet down as much as you can. You might have a slight lift of that big toe side of the foot. Kind of open, close, but before you come back down, make sure to feel that whole foot on the mat once again. And 5 more. Deepen into that breath. Work to keep that length in the neck. So make sure you're not looking at the ceiling back behind you. Look at the ceiling just a little bit more in front of you throughout these. 2 more. And on this next one, hold it up and let's just open and close those legs. Open and close. Lift those hips a little bit higher. Deepen into the breath. Good. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And now hold your hips lifted. Let's peel, articulate down through your spine, dropping at your sternum, soften all the way down till you get to that tailbone. And then moving from the pelvis, peel yourself back up. But as you're doing this, seeing if you can keep those legs hugged together like one. Again, find that length like your thigh bones are being pulled across the room, like your heels pull into your butt as you're peeling up and down out of your bridge. And feeling that inner thigh connection. So see if you can keep those inner thighs glued together. Mobilizing through our spines. So just trying to find a connection to each bone of the spine as much as you can. And 2 more. And on this next one, let's go ahead and hold it up. So feel those legs hug together like one. Feel that weight on your shoulders. Take your right leg up to tabletop. Open out to your right and center. Open to your right and center. We're going to keep that left leg from moving. So that left leg is like a stable trunk of a tree. It's not moving. Keeping those butt cheeks lifted. And again, make it a smaller opening if you feel yourself moving. Everything is stable. It's just this right leg that's mobile. 5 more. 2 more. And 1. And then bring that foot back down on the mat. Glue those legs together. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Take that left leg up to tabletop. Open out to the side and center. Open to the side and center. Good. Focus on the breath. Remember, make it smaller if that's where you are today. That's okay. We got to earn our progression. That's going to be better for our bodies. Set us up for success. Good. Feel those inner thighs working here for you as well. Let's do 5 more. And 2. 1 more. And then go ahead and bring that foot down and then slowly peel your spine down bone by bone. So once you're there, go ahead, reach your hands toward your thighs. You're going to lift into a crunch, exhale, inhale, lower back down. And of course, keep the head down if needed. But feel like your arms are being pulled across the room. Almost as if I'm there with you, holding onto your wrist. And I'm pulling your arms to help you lift into that crunch. So feel the back muscles engage and then slowly lower back down. Feel like your arms are being pulled across the room as you nod your chin toward your chest, and you feel that connection almost right below the chest line to help you lift. And lower. And deep exhale, lift. Lift a little bit higher, and then resist it back down. Let's do that 3 more times. Lifting up, and back down. And 2 more. Chin to chest. Lifting from the core, not the neck. And then just 1 more. Feel like those arms are being pulled across the room. And then reach those hands a little higher and circle around. Reach the hands up to the sky and circle around. If you need to, lower that head, but otherwise the arms are just going to move. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And then see if you can reverse the circle. Open out, up, and down. Open out, reversing the direction of our arm circle. Deepen that crease at your chest line. Look toward your inner thighs, not the ceiling, so keep looking towards those inner thighs. 3 more. And breathe. And 2, lift a little higher. And 1 more. And then slowly lower the head back down. Felt amazing, right? So grab onto the back of the thighs. Walk yourself up into an upright position. So sit up nice and tall. Good. And then we're going to take the arms to your sides. I'm going to angle my hands just a little bit out away from my body, kind of like chicken wings. But we don't want to sink into the shoulders. So you want to feel the back of the ribs lift up to the ceiling. So we're bringing our spine into a nice neutral here. You're going to press your feet flat on the mat. Maybe reach them just a little bit out away from your body. Now press into your hands, engage into your back muscles. You're going to press yourself up to upright and then lower down, controlling with the arms. If you need to, bring the hands just slightly wider, resisting with the back muscles as you lower and as you lift. Good. Also feel that core activate here for you, helping you to move. Press it up and back down. But think about the back muscles contracting to help you lift up. And again, just adjust your arms as needed, a little wider. Good. Shoulders away from those ears. And feel still that mobilization at your joints. So resist as the elbow bends and as the elbow goes to straight. Good. 5 more. And press it up. Resist it back down. Good. 4. Focus on the back muscles, back of the arms, doing this work. 3. And slowly lower. And 2. Good. We're going to lift up 1 more time. And now we're gonna try to lower about halfway down and little pulses. But as you're pulsing, think about the back muscles, think about the back of the arms. Good, we're gonna keep that torso nice and long. Feet are stable on the mat. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, all the way straight, and then resist as you lower back down to the mat. So we're gonna kind of stay in this position, but bring your hands back in towards your body, so they're straight out in front of your elbow. Still, lift out of the armpits, feel that rib cage lift up, shoulders away from those ears, and we're gonna take one leg up to tabletop at a time. One leg up, marching. Focusing on that breath, just gonna make sure we're good on time here. Good. So again, keeping that body from moving. It's just a movement of the hip, but we're still lifted out of the armpits. And so you can choose to stay here in this nice march. Otherwise, let's bring both legs up to tabletop. Lift out the armpits, keep looking towards the top of your shins here. And now you're gonna tap one toe down, lift it back up, other toe down, and back up. So again, stay stable through the torso. Lift out the armpits, show off that nice diamond necklace, no matter if you're a guy or girl, show it off, and breathe, or something else shiny on your collarbone. Good, and drop it down, and back up. So stay here, or let's progress one more time. Both toes down, and back up. Both toes down, and back up. Without letting the rest of your body move, remember the rest of our body is stable, just moving from the hip. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, using that core. 1 more, and then hold the legs up. You can stay here or reach them up to the sky. We're gonna crisscross those ankles, walk your feet down. Crisscross, walk it back up. Lift out the armpits, crisscross, walk it down. Crisscross, walk it back up. Crisscross down, and crisscross up. We're gonna do that one more time down. One more time up. And then slowly bring those legs in, find the floor, and then one more time, press up with those armpits all the way to upright. All right, so scoot your body forward, and once you're here, grab the back of your thighs, stack up tall. Let's keep your feet together, but knees just slightly open. And we're gonna come onto your sit bones, find that balance, and again, feel free to stay here in the balance, or let's roll back to your shoulder blades, and then roll back to upright. Roll back to your shoulder blades, and back to upright. Remember, in order to come back up, think about your thighs pressing into your hands, but also that connection of the core to help you move, like we're massaging your spine. Let's do 5 more. Looking towards those in our thighs. 4, going at your pace here. 3, and 1 more. Good. And then let's go ahead and turn around. So from here, we're just gonna come onto those knees, take your hands back to the mat, and you can stay here in your all-fours position, and you can just do a couple cat-cows, or let's step back to plank, lift out the armpits, let's pike up, and then lengthen back to your plank. Pike it up, and then back into your plank. So feel like you're moving through the shoulder, moving through the hip socket. So moving through our joints, but using that core to pike your butt up. So again, stay here, or maybe bring those legs a little closer. Take your right leg up, reach it up, and then knee into your elbow. Reach that leg back behind you, and then knee to elbow. Let's just do 3 more on this side. Good. And 2 more. Lengthen that leg, bring it back in, and 1 more. And back in. Good. So on this next one, let's just go ahead and switch to the other leg. Take your other leg, lift up, and then knee in. Lift up, and knee in. Let's do 3 more. Good. And 2. 1 more. And then bring that foot back down. Take your knees onto the mat. Good. And so once your knees are on the mat, we're just gonna take your hands back down there. Scoot your knees back. Let's do some push-ups. So, and this time, let's face your fingertips in. Good, and you're gonna bend those elbows wide, press right back up. So fingertips face in, shoulders out of the ears, open up through your chest. And again, you're always welcome to do this in the full plank position. Good, lift out the armpits. Take your time as you lower and lift, pressing through those armpits. Let's do 5 more. Good. And 4. Use the core. Feel like your butt is also active. 2 more. And then go ahead, adjust your hands back to forward. As slow as you can, bring your torso all the way down onto the mat. So once you're laying here flat on the mat, let's go ahead and we're just gonna take your arms out in front of you. So we're just holding into a slight extension, shoulders out the ears, but we feel the armpit muscles active. Lift your left leg and then your right leg. Left and then right. So as you're doing this, imagine that leg is being pulled away from your body. So find that energy. But also check in that the hips aren't rocking. So the hips are stable. It's just that femur, the leg bone, moving within the hip socket. Using the back of the thigh muscles. So using your butt cheek and your hamstring. So feel free to stay here. Otherwise, one more time each side. And then let's lift both legs up and back down. Lift and lengthen those legs. Feel like they're being pulled away from you as they lift. Just holding into this mini extension. Good. Use the butt cheek, use the thighs. Still feel your core active to help protect that back. Let's do 5 more. Good. 2 more. And then hold it up and let's beat those heels together. Open and close. Open the legs, beat the heels together for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go ahead and lower those legs down. So keeping the legs a little wider is always nice from the back. Keep that in mind. We're gonna bring our hands, our forehead onto our hands, and then keep your forehead pressing on the hands as you lift your upper body up and back down. Inhale, lift just the upper body. Lower body stays on the mat. And as you're lifting, feel like your elbows are being pulled to the ceiling, but also slightly feel like they're being pulled back to your ankles as you lift. Keeping the hands in contact with the forehead. And think about your upper back muscles lifting you. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Good, deepening into that breath. Good, take your time in both directions. As you lower and as you lift, let's do 5 more. Good, 2. And on this next one, see if you can hold it. Hold it if you can. Open the arms out to a T, and then bring the hands back below the forehead. Open the arms out to a T, holding your extension if you can. Hands back below the forehead. Hands circle back to your toes. Hands bend, coming back below the forehead. Lifting a little bit higher into your extension as your hands reach back. We got 5 more. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower, and 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And then bring your hands back to the mat. Let's press up onto our hands and our knees, coming into our all fours position. Good. And then just round the spine like a Halloween cat. Look towards your inner thighs. And then open up the chest, lengthen the neck as you look out in front of you. So round the spine, and then extend. Just releasing our back after being on our bellies like that. It should feel good. And also it's so important to just allow our spine to be mobile, as long as you don't have anything, preventing you from that, like a fusion or something else. So let's do 3 more. Good. Focus on the breath. And 2. 1 more time through flexion, rounding. 1 more time as we extend and look forward. And then let's come back into our neutral. Find that plank. Good. Pike your hips up. Find flat feet. Start to walk your feet a little closer to your hands. Bend the knees. Start to bring the hands in a little closer. And then hold your elbows. And just sway right to left. And then take your time as you slowly let the arms drop. And then moving from the pelvis, round your spine up bone by bone. Coming back to upright. Roll those shoulders back. Good. And then just big arm circles out to your side, mobilizing that shoulder socket. And then reverse it, go the opposite way. Good. And then hold the arms stable, bring them back to your hips. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, back down. Just feeling gratitude for your body, taking time to show up and move today. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, bring those hands back down. And thank you. Thanks so much for coming today. Whew, I hope you're feeling as amazing as I am from today's full body workout. Toss in some comments down below. Let me know that you joined me today. And don't forget to tell your friend to work out with you. So, friends don't let friends do Pilates alone. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon for another workout.